And good morning. Thank you and hello and welcome for joining us today. I'm Richard Kelly and I am the volunteer member on Forge's Inspire Volunteers Herd. Our Inspire Herd helps Forge members find ways to give back to the Topeka community by building a culture of service among young talent here in Topeka. We connect Forge members with organizations and causes they care about by providing monthly volunteer opportunities. This is a new segment we're doing, and this is the second instance of it. We're excited to bring it to you. It's called Forge Cares. We'll be spotlighting local nonprofits and organizations here in Topeka that you can help support. And today we have Jamie Dempewolf. She's a Master of Social Work and the Executive Director at CASA of Shawnee County. Thank you for joining us this morning, Jamie, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. I love the opportunity to talk about CASA.
Absolutely. And we love the opportunity to connect with you and help introduce young professionals here in Topeka to some of the local agencies doing great work around the area. Um, Knowing from firsthand experience that CASA has been here in the Topeka area for quite a while now, can you just kind of tell some Forge members just some things that maybe they would like to know about CASA or just a kind of a brief backstory on them?
Yeah, absolutely. So CASA of Shawnee County has been around since about 1986 is when it was founded. It was founded by a group of individuals here in the community that saw a need for some advocacy for some of the children here in Shawnee County that were involved in the court system. And currently, we serve about 30% of the population that's in foster care. And we have two separate programs. We have the Citizens Review Board, which goes through and takes like an objective view to cases from all different backgrounds to make recommendations for things that could assist the family or even the child specifically to grow and reach their full potential as they're going through foster care. And then we have the Child Advocacy Program where we have volunteers that come alongside kids that are involved in the court system and some of the most difficult times in their lives, and they get to know them and they spend time with them and they advocate for what they feel and what the child has expressed to them is in their best interest. What's really cool about our CASA advocates is they don't have an affiliation with DCF or KVC or any agency specifically. They are just there for the child. A lot of times they are the most consistent adult in a child's life that we serve. And so they really get to be that consistent person that comes alongside that child and gets to know what they like and what they don't like and, you know, what they love and what they're afraid of and gets to be that voice for them in court when they otherwise wouldn't have one. So.
Absolutely, Jamie. And just so that everyone is aware, CASA it stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
And are appointed by the 3rd Judicial District here in Shawnee County.
Awesome. Does just to go a little bit from that, does CASA extend outside of the Shawnee County area as well, or is it specific to to Shawnee County?
So CASA of Shawnee County is specific to Shawnee County.
I see.
Any area that is served by the 3rd Judicial District, but CASA as a program is actually a national program across the country in I think almost every state. We do have 23 local programs across the state of Kansas that serve different judicial districts.
Wow, 23 across the state of Kansas. That's
Yes.
great. So if a Forge member, is listening to this and finds that this is something that, invokes passion or interest in them, is there anything that Forge members can do in helping CASA achieve their mission?
Oh, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for people who are willing to come alongside a child and walk this journey with them. We're always looking for Citizen Review Board members who just want to come in and take an objective look at a case and be willing to provide their own experience and their own background and make some recommendations for that child. So we always have events going on. Obviously, right now we're a little limited on the events that we can do, but
Sure.
we're looking for volunteers to help with those events and just get involved and help us spread the word of CASA and what we're doing. We get it a lot. People are like, well, where do you work? And you're like, CASA? And they're like, I thought that Mexican restaurant closed down. We'd really like to change that to being, no, CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. We're always looking for donations if people can contribute that way, but don't have the time to contribute volunteer hours and stuff like that. We probably have things that I think everybody has talents that can be put to use to benefit the children that we serve in some way or another.
Absolutely. Also, how long have you been involved with CASA, Jamie?
So actually, I have been a case manager in the community working in foster care. And so actually my first encounter with foster care was my first encounter with a CASA supervisor was actually a number of years ago as a case manager coming alongside like just a historically difficult case.
Sure.
I got some of the amazing supervisors here. And then some things happened and some opportunities came up, and just became the perfect opportunity to transition into a role with CASA. So I've actually only been with CASA about a year now. Well, July was about a year.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to work alongside of them. And I love what CASA does. I love their mission. I love the opportunity to just support the children in our community when they need it the most.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot of advocacy done by folks outside of the CASA organization too, and a lot of collaborative efforts that go across. Who are some of the other organizations that CASA would work with?
So we work with a lot of different agencies. We've done some work with, we try and partner with as many community partners as we can. We obviously work a lot with KVC because they're the ones that have the contract here in Shawnee County. So while we may not always, our recommendations may not always align, usually we can come together as professionals and kind of see where the other is coming from and come up with some kind of middle ground, or at least something that benefits the child in the best way possible, coming from, we both have different missions. So we work with DCF a lot. We have a lot of contacts there. We work in Shawnee County Courthouse quite a bit. We have partnered with and will continue to partner with as many agencies as we can just to work together to get these kiddos what they need.
Definitely. What have you seen change in the last, year in time that you've been in the organization? And if you can speak beyond the time that you've been in the organization, where have you seen changes in, the last 5 years? Has the landscape changed at all?
I think we've seen the most change in the last year. Obviously, COVID has changed everything in the way
Absolutely.
things and the way that we approach things, and making things more virtual, and trying to figure out new ways to come together and accomplish the same goal that we always have in a different way. And so it's really required us to think outside of the box and look at different ways to continue to grow, because that's our ultimate goal. Is we would like to continue to grow. At this time, CASA only serves about 30% of the children that are in custody in Shawnee County. And I would definitely like to see that grow over the time as we build more connections and build up our volunteers and build up our fundraising platform and stuff like that, so that we can continue to serve more children. I think there's still a very strong social need in our community for the services that CASA provides. And so I think as long as there is that need, I would like CASA to be here to see to it that that's met and continue to meet it.
Absolutely. When you think about the volunteer efforts that folks can have here in the Topeka area, where can they go to learn more about CASA or learn more about those volunteer opportunities?
They can definitely go to our website. I don't remember if it's .org. Yeah, there you go, .com. I couldn't .org. I apologize.
That's okay.
They can definitely go to our website. It has some more information on there. It has some contact information. They can reach out to me. They can reach out to any one of our SYNC supervisors. Anyone would be willing to help them start the process, to get involved, to volunteer, really to be involved in any capacity that they're willing. Sometimes people come in and they realize that advocacy is hard, because it is. Our volunteers, I'm a little biased, but our volunteers are some of the best that we have because they are so impassioned about what they're doing. So it's really cool to see, as in my role, it's really cool to see our volunteers really find their own voice in advocacy and just realize that they just did that. They just advocated for that child. And so it's a really neat process for everyone involved.
And that's a nice segue into, what's one of the I guess favorite memories or times or events or, anything like that that you've had since joining CASA even a year ago, or, if it came from your time, as a case manager prior to that, that's fine too.
So I'm really glad that you sent that question ahead of time because I have a lot of good memories with
I'm
CASA.
sure.
We do a lot of really cool things. I think one of my favorite memories is so around December, we usually do a gift drive or something similar so that all of the children that are served by CASA receive some kind of gift or acknowledgement of the holiday from CASA of Shawnee County. A lot of times, for some of them, CASA is the only consistent adult that they have. And so we were doing this drive, and we had a mother reach out to us about her 7-year-old who had gotten a gift for Christmas, and she really wanted to do something for charity.
Oh,
So they were looking at different charitable organizations, and one of her friends on Facebook had suggested CASA of Shawnee County, and so they started looking into what CASA was. Not a Mexican restaurant. And, at 7 years old, her family matched her gift. She got a $50 gift card, and her family matched her gift. And so she came in and she brought all of these gifts, like clothes and toys, that she wanted to give to kids who were in custody because they might not get to be with their families over Christmas. And that's probably one of my favorite things that I've seen since I've been here, just to see this person at 7 years old want to do something so selfless for these kids, and to be able, I really respected that her mom was willing to have that conversation, that, there are kids that aren't at home for the holidays, or their home for the holidays looks different than what hers does. And that was just a really cool experience to get to spend some time with her and talk to her and just see this come from a completely genuine place at 7 years old.
absolutely. That sounds like someone that you're going to probably be talking with here down the line as an advocate, doesn't it?
And that would be so cool, like just for her to have that story and be like, at 7, I already started volunteering. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to give her about 11 years, 12 years, but then we'll have to reach out to her and see if that's something she's interested in.
Absolutely, Jamie. Well, it's you can sense the amount of passion and drive in your organization, and the amount of purpose that you have in working with them. Is there anything else that you'd like Forge members to know about CASA, or as you said, if they can't or aren't able to give, or I should say, spend time voluntarily, how can they give monetarily?
Again, that one can be done on our website. They can call CASA. They can. We're here every day, usually 8 to 5, 9 to 5. They can reach out to us. They can go on our website. I'm always willing to talk about CASA and about CASA, and I'm always willing to talk to somebody about what we're doing here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. If there's any further questions that Forge members have, we'll have them reach out to you all, either calling you, emailing you,
Absolutely,
come
please
by the
do.
office. So, and we look forward to continuing to share the stories about both you and other organizations that are making a difference here around Topeka.
Absolutely. This community is so lucky in all of the agencies that they have that have come together. So
Agreed, agreed. And we'll continue to foster that and help try to support that best we can.
awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
thank
So
you,
much.
Jamie.